Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Double RPG here, and welcome back to Double RPG Livestream, where we're going back to Mega Man X Legacy Collection Volume 1, or Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 on the Nintendo Switch, which is also available on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC through Steam. So, in the previous live stream from last night, we took care of Mega Man X2 in its entirety, and tonight it's time for us to go through the third game, the final game in the SNES trilogy for the Mega Man X series, and one that I consider to be the superior sequel than Mega Man X2, which is Mega Man X3. So yeah, let's not waste any time and let's get started. And of course, with anything, let's go ahead and make some adjustments, like usual. No wallpaper, we'll turn that off and get back into the flow. So yes, Mega Man X3. And hello there, Flame Chocobo. Welcome to the stream. Anyway. So yeah, for those who were wondering if this game was based on the SNES version or the PS1 re-release that came out in Japan and Europe back after this game released on the Super Nintendo for all regions from around the world in 95 and 96. Yes, this game is the SNES version in the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, and honestly, that was a very good move on their part, because, as I said, I did not really like the PS1 re-release, because I just felt that the sound quality was not good, and that it just, I don't know, and the music, it just wasn't really that captivating to my eyes. Well, to my ears, rather, since you can't really see music with your eyes, as you can only see it, as you can really only hear it with your ears. But anyway, the backstory of what's going on in this game. So, after some time has passed since Mega Man X and Zero and the Maverick Hunters defeated the X-Hunters in Mega Man X2, as well as Sigma's return, a new Reploid scientist by the name of Dr. Doppler was able to create a neuroprogram to eradicate the Maverick virus that has been plaguing around the world everywhere, and has created a new utopia called Doppeltown to bring all Reploids and humans to peace. But a few months later, Reploids started to become Maverick all over again, and most of the Mavericks out there were bearing Dr. Doppler's insignia. So it is up to Mega Man X and Zero and the Maverick Hunters to bring Dr. Doppler to justice. So yes, I would say that this story actually holds better merit than the original. I mean, not the original, but Mega Man X2. So definitely a good follow-up to Mega Man X1, if you ask me. Yeah, and I agree with you, 16-Bit Jeff. This is definitely the peak of the series for me. And I know some people might say that X4 or X5 was the peak of the series, but I would have to digress. I mean, they're both good games, but they didn't really do anything innovative to add on to what made this game a really stellar entry in the sub-series. So, hopefully, if they do have a new Mega Man X game after Mega Man 11 releases, you know, if there is going to be a Mega Man X9, then hopefully they take that approach with what they're doing with Mega Man 11 and they apply that for whatever new Mega Man X game that they have in the pipeline. So, hopefully they have it going on. Oh, hey there, Negative Zen. Good to see you in the chat. So, you go by Lord Doom now, huh? But, hey, welcome to my stream of Mega Man X. So, you haven't gone too far off, man. So, yeah, you made it in time. So, anyways, go ahead and start the game. And I will say, for this Mega Man X game, and I even talked about it in, you know, one of the previous streams, I think it was the previous stream from yesterday, that all the music in this game is, like, equal in their delivery with just how awesome they sound. And it's very rare that you consider, like, the entirety of a soundtrack to be, like, where all the music tracks are just equally awesome. And this is definitely one of my favorite opening themes to an intro stage, if anything. So, and it just, the other opening intro stages, I mean, there's plenty of them, like, you know, the original Mega Man X and Mega Man X4, X5, but I will say that this is probably the one that's my all-time favorite. Because it's just the entirety of the soundtrack, it just sounds so masterful to my ears. So yeah, for tonight's stream, I'll be talking a lot about this game, but I'll also be talking about some other things too, like, I did get a chance to actually watch the pilot episode to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I'll be talking about that soon enough once we get into the main gameplay and all that jazz. But for the time being, we're just gonna keep going along the intro stage here. So we get attacked by this Reploid called Mac, who seemed like a very trusted ally to X, is what I thought first, but then I realized that it's not him that he has the high trust in, it's actually Zero. So Mac is just another Reploid who went Maverick all of a sudden, but X gets taken away prisoner because of Mac's just bad nature as a Reploid. But this is probably the best feature of any Mega Man X game, is being able to play as Zero. And this is the first time you actually get to play as Zero. But the thing is, when it comes to Zero, he doesn't have a... Oh, probably was not the best spot for me to actually climb up as Zero. But that's okay. And I felt that Zero's abilities in this game were actually utilized a lot better than most of the other future Mega Man X games ever since. Because I definitely thought that this game actually treated Zero's gameplay mechanics actually much more smoothly than the other Mega Man X games that came after that, where he became playable. I mean, you don't see Zero use his Z-Buster that much when you're playing the other Mega Man X games, except for Mega Man X5 and X6, but they're weaker in comparison to his Z-Saber, which the Z-Saber, or the Beam Saber for that was called in this game before the Z-Saber, it is quite OP, if anything. Because if you even played the ROM hack called Mega Man X3 Zero Project, you can actually see just how insanely OP that the Z-Saber is, as well as X getting his hands on the Z-Saber too. It's nuts. Would you quit hitting me with your wrecking ball hand? Just start bouncing up and down like a jolly old fella. I don't know. It's just, there's something about this boss that just actually looks very, very interesting. I guess it has something to do with the sideburns, or the side beard coming from, you know, his neck or whatnot. It always intimidated me with the face of that Reploid. Oh my goodness, and look, Zero's down below and can only look at X's chest. And hi-de-ho there, Jerry, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the original Mega Man's music was more rock and roll, whereas this game is more influenced with heavy metal and... yeah, I would just say metal. Whereas Mega Man Zero and Mega Man ZX, they're more inspired by techno music. Or trance music, if you want to go by that. Whichever you prefer. Okay, so we got through the intro stage, and now we got a list of our new Mavericks that we go up against. But when you're going up against these Mavericks in this game, you'll notice that not one of these Mavericks has a fire attribute to them. This is the only Mega Man X game that I know of where there is not a boss that's in alignment to the element of fire. But there is an element to Blizzard, as well as an element to elemental affinity to lightning. And the one that's in the elemental affinity to ice is the one that we're going to first, which is Blizzard Buffalo. Well, and I'm sorry that I didn't get to see your stream today, Fire Cow, so all of it, but I will say I did catch quite a good glimpse of it, especially when watching you play through at least the first 4 stages, because I would have watched you in your entirety, but truth be told, I went to bed late last night, and I didn't get a really good enough amount of sleep, so I was actually taking a nap. But I did keep my browser on, so that way you still got my view. So I do appreciate, I hope you still appreciate me, you know, putting in my full support for you and your streams and whatnot, as well as for you, Jeff, in case if I'm not around. At least I'm still have my browser up, so that way my view still counts for you. Yep, so, Fighter Cows, Negative Zim goes by the name Lord Doom on Twitch now. And hello there, Flame Chocobo, welcome to the stream! So, yes, we're going up against the Buffalo Blizzard, or I would say the Buffalo Blizzard because, I mean, buffaloes are not blizzards unless if you count them as, like, herds, if they're, you know, out in the wild and whatnot, but they don't transmit blizzards or anything like that. Although that would be kind of cool if they could. So yeah, it's just, this game in general, it's just like, this definitely seems like a very, very significant improvement over the original game, and a lot of, you know, just a ton of facets in its creation, like the graphics, as well as just the gameplay in general. I mean, and the music too, if you ask me. Oh, damn it, I missed. So yeah, where I'm going, where I'm going is actually where the leg upgrade is for this game. And the leg upgrade is what we're gonna need to get that sub-tank gun, my god. Slippery, not slippery shoes, but slippery grounds. Anyway. Got it. Okay, so we come over here, and this is where the first Dr. Light capsule is located. Enter this capsule, X. Take this leg upgrade. The upgrade will enhance your mobility in the air. You will be able to dash left, right, or even straight up into the air. So yeah, that's one of the new features with the leg upgrade for this game, is that not only can you dash in the air, but you can also dash upward, which I actually thought was actually a pretty cool feature, more so than just dashing in the air with the leg upgrade for Mega Man X2. See, it's just, the graphical presentation of this game, it's so much more well improved when compared to its predecessor. This is definitely by far the biggest improvement to a Mega Man X game, if anything. It's like they finally just got the gameplay down with what I really like about the series on the 16-bit platforms. And hopefully when the next game comes, either it tries to go for that same style approach for graphics in Mega Man X9, or they try to take some influence from Mega Man Maverick Hunter X in the presentation. Ah, damn it. Some of the enemy placement can just be a bit cheap and, you know, complete bullshit. Okay. So I was figured that was gonna happen. Anyway. Come over here, and we got ourselves our first booby prize. And you know, if Capcom wanted to go back to that 3D approach like they did with Mega Man X7, I say probably their best bet is to take more influence from Metroid Other M, at least with its combat in 3D, because that fast-paced combat for Samus Aran actually worked really well for a 3D environment. I mean, I know that the controller was a bit of an issue for a lot of people, but I will say, for the benefit of the doubt, just that gameplay system with how you can actually, you know, fight in a 3D environment like that, I actually found that to work a lot more better than, you know, than any other, I mean, than Mega Man X7, to be exact. Oh god, don't even remind me about Mega Man X7 there, Jeffrey. That's not even funny. Oh, damn it. That was my fault. I didn't even think I was going to even beat that anyway because, well, I was at half health. So, not to worry. We'll get this boss this time. we'll be better prepared. But yeah, Mega Man, and I even talked about in the original, in the live stream for, even when I first started with the original Mega Man X or with, Mega Man, X2, is that I'm actually really excited. Jesus, come on. Oh! Ah, damn it! It's just my A game is not coming on today. It's just, I'm sucking so bad. Why? Anyway, I'm gonna have to see if I can try to concentrate. Or maybe it's because of the controller. Like I said, I'm not a really big fan of the Nintendo Switch Pro controller at times, but, I guess it's because of how the D-pad is placed, but, not to worry, we'll actually beat this boss like it's, like we're the boss around here. Oh, come on! Get up! Oh, damn it! Why am I playing so bad tonight? I can beat this guy. Come on. Oh, no! Oh, damn it! I was so close, too. Man. You can tell that I'm actually not having a good night tonight so far. Damn this controller. Why is the button layout so far apart? Honestly, you know, if the Nintendo Switch was compatible with the Wii U Pro controller, then I probably would have no ill will to playing that game with that type of controller, because I really enjoy the D-pad a lot more on that controller than the Nintendo Switch Pro controller at times. But, I guess I just gotta try a bit better. But still! And I usually don't do bad against Blizzard Buffalo, if anything. Still, that just came out of left field. Maybe I just need to refill my health tank. And I'm probably gonna have to use one against that. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a new Nintendo Switch Pro controller, the more refined ones. Like the ones that they have at Walmart or something, you know, like you said with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because the original OG model is definitely not the best. And to be quite frank, the newer ones are not that really expensive, from what I noticed over like at Walmart. The ones that have the decals of like the Nintendo properties on the controllers. Okay. Okay, I got my sub-tank filled. Now, let's get that rematch on. And I'm going to see about that, Buffalo. The GameCube controller for Switch when it comes out? You mean when it comes out along with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? That game that, Hangry Bit... Oh my god, hello, Professor, Doc. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll give you a thumbs up after I get done with this boss fight. For the time being, I'm going to try to be very, very calm and collective when fighting against this boss. Ah! Oh, God. Oh, it's using its Blizzard Kamehameha. How classy. God! And yes, I call it a Blizzard Kamehameha because that's what it looks like. Okay, we almost got him. Got him! Yes! Oh my goodness, and hello, Professor Doc. Welcome to the stream, and definitely thank you for the follow, dude. And yeah, thank you for the little Couse emotes there, Jerry. That was really awesome. Anyway, Professor Doc, thank you for this. Thank you for the follow, and here's a thumbs up to you, man. Definitely follow me for future streams. Anyway, so we just finally defeated that Blizzard Buffalo of all things, and we finally got ourselves our first Maverick weapon. And it is called the Blizzard, or no, the Frost Shield. And it's really hard to call it the Frost Shield because basically it's just a big, huge needle that's, you know, shooting out directly at you. But then again, I guess it's to shield from projectiles and that kind of stuff, but who knows. Okay, so if anything, we could possibly go for Toxic Seahorse if we want to, or we could just go ahead and take on Neon Tiger because with Neon Tiger, the weapon of choice that I want to get is actually very useful for a boss that I want, or a secret boss that I want to go up against coming up pretty soon. Anyways. Yeah, some of the input lag could have been a bit more improved with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but it's just more of a minor difference, rather. I mean, really, when you ask me about it. Oh, these more pacifistic bugs that won't hurt you if you leave them alone. Actually, I take that back. They are dicks, but they do give you a free ride. Oh, okay. And we get to my, one of my favorite nemesises, if that is a word. Oh, good. I need that. We found ourselves our second sub-tank, and it's right here. And now I got more sub-tanks that I need to fill up. I'm kind of wondering where the heart tank is. It couldn't have been too far. Or hopefully it's not too far. But who knows? Nemesi? Nemesises? Is there a plural for nemesis? Nemesi? Because if that is, then that's actually a pretty cool word to use. Nemesi. I mean, if there were two nemesises in Resident Evil 3, would that make them the Nemesi when trying to, you know, for them trying to defeat Jill Valentine or whatnot? Because if that is, then that's funny. So yeah, we will be going through the entirety of this game tonight. I'm not sure if I made my point on that, but if I did, then yes. Ooh. Quite a dirt digger. Ah, jeez. What goes up must come down with this guy. Ooh. Can this guy stop going up and down, please, and start doing some curvatures like that? Get back to where I'm at. Ugh. And less of that. Oh, okay, I think I'm getting the hang of fighting this guy. And I say that as he goes the wrong way. That reaction speed. Okay, got him. Oh, I don't know how I even got that time, because my charge shot was completely over that thing. Okay, so anyways, we're done with that sub-boss. So only 3 stages have sub-boss mechanoids that are like that, from what I remember. Okay, so now this is going to be very important once we get to a boss later on, but it will be soon. And, you know, since we're playing this stage, or playing any of the stages, I'm surprised I haven't even shown off Zero yet. Then again, considering the way how I've been playing, I probably don't want to, because if I'm going to beat this game with Zero intact, and, you know, where he's a part of the ending, then I don't want to take that risk. But who knows? I might be a bit lenient, but we'll see how it goes. Now, you might be wondering why these doors, or why these rooms, exist, but they will have, I mean, they will serve a purpose after we defeat the 2 Maverick bosses. Or the first 2, whoever we use, but anyway, let's go ahead and, get Zero in on the action right now. So yeah, so Zero, like I said, he pretty much plays a lot like Mega Man. Oh, thank goodness those spikes are not deadly, because if they were, then that would be a wrap on Zero. So go ahead and jump over that. Okay. Now, Zero can't grab... Yeah, he can't grab that, so... But we did get a little playtime with Zero there, but go ahead and bring X back, because he needs to be the one that actually completes this stage, and he's the only one who can get the heart tank. So, yeah, I was kind of wondering where that heart tank was, but it wasn't that too far. But anyway, here's the door that will lead us to Neon Tiger. But we will have to come back to Neon Tiger stage, because that's where we're going to get the Dr. Light capsule for the arm upgrade. And probably out of all the Maverick bosses in this game, Neon Tiger is probably my most favorite, design-wise. Ah. Yeah, that ability he uses can be kind of unpredictable at times. Yeah, I better heal myself. I'm not going to be able to beat this boss with just, what energy I have right now. But I will say, after you deplete half of his health, then he is going to get a bit more aggressive when you're trying to fight him. And you shall see what I mean once as we deplete. Yeah. That's what happens. He gets himself into an orange aura like that, and he will, you know, try to do like a jump strike or whatnot. So, be very, very careful when you're going up against him. Come on. Enough of that enough of that malarkey. Ugh, God. Enough of that malarkey! Come on! I'm right here for you to fight, not for you to do your jump attack over and over again. God. You scare me at times. Okay, got him. Good. Ugh. Yeah, his claws do grow there, Flame Chocobo. And he kind of does, Neon Tiger does kind of remind me of Wolverine in a sense. But like I said, that is probably my favorite boss in the entire game, just because of how awesome he looks and how well designed he is. A lot of these designs are actually based on a sketchbook from Keiji Inafune for the first 3 games, at least. And of course, we won't ever mention that name again, which is why it makes sense why they wouldn't include his name in the credits for this game. For any of the other games, which I'm pretty sure his name's in the credits, at least in the other games, you know, for like producer or character designer or special thanks, but we don't ever talk about him in this live stream or anything from, or any of my other content. Anyway, we defeated the first two Maverick bosses, so we're getting a little similar scenario, kind of like in the last game, after we defeated the first two bosses. Alright. So, anyway, sorry about that, guys. But we defeated the first two Maverick bosses, and we're getting a similar feature from the last game, where we're actually going to experience a cutscene before we go on to the next set of stages, because this actually plays a very integral role for some of the upcoming boss fights that we can actually get access to. He is the Maverick Hunter I failed to catch last time. I had no idea he is so powerful. You say that he's so powerful there. Bit and bite. Tiger shot, tiger shot, tiger shot. But if that was his ability where he says tiger shot there, Jeff, then he's probably taking influence from either Sabretooth or Sagat from Street Fighter 2. Sabretooth from the X-Men. Or you could be referring to somebody else, but I'm not sure. And we have a mysterious Maverick whose name is all in one word. And he looks somewhat similar with his silhouette. Why is he so familiar? Even with your enhancements, you are still no match for me. Thanks for the upgrade, Doctor, but I have a score to settle. And I'll do it my way. Fine. Just make sure you don't. Just make sure you don't do it. Just make sure you do it. That's what I meant to say, but still, don't do it, because you're not going to be able to, you know, get all the way to the end, because you will be defeated, whoever you are. Okay, so that's it for the second stage, and now it's time to go to the next one. Okay, so we can either go to his stage now, or we can actually go to his stage. You know what, let's switch things up and go to Toxic Seahorse's stage for once. So that way we can actually get the upgrade that we can get the Maverick weapon for when we go up against Toxic Seahorse. I mean, not Toxic Seahorse, but Tunnel Rhino. Excuse me. Am I going to kill the X-Hunters with their weakness? Yes, I am, Flame Chocobo, and I do know what their weaknesses are. So, thank you for actually asking me that question, if I'm gonna defeat them or not, and you are right on the money. Look at all this sludge. Anyway, let's get Zero out for a little bit. X, I'm on my way. Yeah, I know you're on your way, but don't get hit. Okay. If you start getting hurt badly, I'm gonna have to back you off, man. Just saying. But yeah, you want to be very careful with Zero when you're playing as him, because if anything, if he dies, then he gets a permadeath, but he, you know, is still alive. It's not like he actually dies or anything like that. It's just he won't be playable throughout the rest of the game, and you won't be able to see him either in the best ending or, you know, to get the Beam Saber for X. So, just be sure you use him very, very cautiously when you're playing this game. But when you're playing something like Mega Man X4, X5, or X6, or X7, or X8, then that's not really a big of a problem or that big of an issue when you're going up when you're using him in the regular stages. Okay, so Bit does not show up in this stage. I guess he shows up in the next one, because I thought he showed up in the third Maverick stage of whoever I choose. Okay, so this place will actually be useful for a ride armor that we will get access to much, much later. And honestly, I probably could have used Zero in this part because he's actually not that bad when you come across this part here. When going up against these sea tortoises with spikes, and I guess I should be going the underside, eh? Because I can't even get past that one part with all those fans that are getting in the way. Oh! Wait a minute, what? Why did that happen? I did not push up. God, this controller, I tell you. It just has a mind of its own, I think. This is why I prefer the controller from the other games. Or, the other versions, like the Wii U Pro Controller. And not the OG Pro Controller for the Switch. Because, like I said, it's not the best with its D-pad. But, it could have been better. Anyway, we got ourselves our, sub-boss here. And, to be frank with you, Flame Chocobo, the X-Hunters in this game, the one that, you fight that are the more deadlier of the Maverick bosses that you fight, like in the halfway points through the stages, they're actually known as the Nightmare Police, not the X-Hunters. But if you want to call them X-Hunters, then that's perfectly fine. I mean, you might as well go ahead and call them that anyway, because they follow the same logistics as the X-Hunters that you fight against in Mega Man X2. You know, Seragace, Violin, and Agile. Okay, so yeah, we will be going through this game in its entirety, as I think I made my point on that before. But, since we're at it, since we're playing this game right now, I might as well go ahead and talk about my thoughts on the pilot episode for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I'm sure some of you are actually kind of curious about what I have to say with my thoughts on that, with that show for what it is right now, because in all honesty, I really did not know what to expect when I started watching that show, because for me personally, I was not a big fan of the art. I was not a big fan of the changes or the redesigns for the turtles that they were going for, and I wasn't a fan of the different characterizations that they were trying to approach with the show that time. But now that I watched the first episode, because when I saw the previews and stuff, I really do like the animation with how fluid it is. But when it comes to like certain things, like you know, the writing and the characterization and that kind of stuff, I was kind of iffy with how the new portrayal of the Turtles was going to be like, and I wasn't sure whether or not if it was going to make or break the Ninja Turtles. And now that I got a good chance to actually watch the pilot episode, I can finally deliver my honest thoughts about what I think of it in general. And truth be told, my opinions about the episode have been mixed, to be honest with all of you. I gave it a chance to see how all would play out and see if it was actually going to be any good. And as I said, coming off of it, there were some good merits, but it just seems like a lot of everything with what people initially had a problem with when they saw like the immediate portrayal of the Ninja Turtles in Rise of the TMNT, it pretty much, their suspicions and their fears about the animated series, based on first impressions from the first episode alone, it seems like it's gone in full circle for these people, because, well, truth be told, the characterization and the mannerisms for some of the characters, it's just, I can't help but feel that Nickelodeon was only wanting to change the show to appeal to a younger audience, or dumbing it down for a younger audience. And, you know, I guess that would make sense in case that they wanted to try to explore uncharted territory to appeal more to the younger crowd, because with the original, with the 2012 series, even though it was lighthearted, it was still dark, but not like dark brooding like the OG Prime comics or anything like that, but it's still dark. Oh my god! Stupid controller. Just stupid. Stupid. Stupid controller. I'm trying to get my point across, and yet I'm not paying attention. I am paying attention, but my hands don't want to work with me. But anyway, it's just, as I was saying, it's like the characterizations on some of the characters, it's just, I can't help but feel that Nickelodeon is wanting to, you know, dumb down the show for a wider audience. And, you know, since shows on Nickelodeon are aimed towards kids, it is understandable, but at the same time, if they already watched the 2012 Ninja Turtles cartoon, they already thought that that was awesome, then they're going to have very mixed opinions about this show. And I can't really blame them in that instance because, well, it's just the Ninja Turtles, the characterization in the Ninja Turtles, especially when it comes to Leo and Raph having reversal roles where Raph is, even though he still has a temper, but he's more treated as the leader of the group, and with Leo being more of the jokester, it's just like, I'm not really digging the idea with where they're going with that. It's just, it really doesn't appeal to me. That's what I'm trying to say. And I really honestly thought that Nickelodeon could have done much better with how to portray the heroes in the half-shell. But from what I've seen, I really am not a firm believer of that. It's just, everything with my fear about the show, it's... I don't want to be negative, but I can't help but feel that way. Even when I, you know, try to give it a chance and all that. So yeah, like the mannerisms for most of the characters, they really did not do it for me. And oh my god, what they did with Splinter, instead of him being a very disciplinary and loving father, they made him more like a couch gag character in the pilot episode, with him like watching a TV show and how he looks chubby and like he doesn't even give a damn about trying to teach his sons how to, you know, train like ninjas and all that. It just, his character, it doesn't come off interesting. It's like, it's not fun. I mean, you want to have that sensei figure where he's disciplinary towards his sons, but still a very kind and devoting father. But in the show, they just treated him more as nothing but a complete joke. It goes back to why I was not a big fan of them dumbing down the demographic for the show, because it's just, it's just, oh god, it's just, the more that I talk about this, the more it's just really, really starting to get my goat, just explaining everything with why Master Splinter is just, just bad. It's just, I want to rant about this episode more, and, but it's just seemed like, you know, from the point I made so far, it's like I don't even have to. It's just, I can't believe that, you know, that they would actually do that. And speaking of characterizations, or speaking of the new elements that they brought in the show, I am not really a big fan of Baron Draxum. It's just, his characterization as an antagonist is really not all that intimidating when compared to someone like Oroku Saki. It's just, they could have done so much better with this character if they just stick to this guns to making him a very, like, just menacing villain. But it's all ruined, especially when it comes to, like, the pets that he has that are sitting on his shoulders. They look like a couple of ravens and whatnot, but they pretty much, like, provide the comic relief for the character, like for Baron Draxum. And it's just like, and I'm like, really? Okay, so there's nothing down there. I just had to check. But yeah, and it seemed like the show's pacing is not really up to snuff with how it should be, because it just seems like when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, they it just seems like everything's already established for, like, the heroes in the half shell, or, like, the storyline itself is, like, wholly established, and you really don't get to experience any backstory on the characters, and, like, why are they doing what they are doing now, or how did they train to become ninjas, and, like, why isn't Oroku Saki or Shredder, you know, have a very integral role into the plot and that kind of stuff. It's just, everything is just, it just makes you scratch your head, and it's just, why is that happening for a show like Ninja Turtles when it shouldn't even happen? I mean, like I said, I could I can nitpick some other things about the cartoon, but it's just the way that Nickelodeon has handled the Ninja Turtles property, especially with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's just, it just seems like they're in that same dilemma with Disney, with how Disney doesn't know what to do with the Star Wars property after their abysmal handling of the Star Wars property, especially when it comes to the movies. You know, the live-action movies. The ones that are, you know, directed by, you know, what's his name? J.J. Abrams and, you know, Colin, whatever his name is. Okay, there's nothing over there either. I'm just checking. Don't worry, I'm not dying or anything, guys. Just making sure there are some things that are down there that I might have missed out on when going through this place. So, yeah, like I said, I just cannot believe that Nickelodeon is fully endorsing that show to their heart's content. I mean, if anything, based on first impressions alone from the first episode, it is shameful. So yeah, that's my beef with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now, but I really do hope that the show gets better, because honestly, it really should not deserve that kind of a bad rep that, you know, the show's been getting from a lot of people, and honestly, there is potential that the show could actually do better, but because, like I said, the animation is really decent, and it's even the characterizations of Mikey and Donatello, they still maintain their you know, their respective personalities and that kind of stuff from what you expect from all incarnations of the Turtles, but it's just some of the different approaches that they took with the characters. It's just, I really do not agree with. Although I do like it, I do like the different approach that they've taken with April O'Neil, because they now made her like the go-getter type of character. And it has nothing to do with the change of her race. That's far from it. I do like how they, you know, diversify characters into a different light, and they can either make or break a certain franchise. And I know that's a prevalent thing in comics, especially when it comes to Marvel, how they like to make all their, you know, some of their characters have a female variant to them, like Thor, for instance. Anyway, so next up is Volt Catfish. But it just seems like Nickelodeon, from what I'm gathering, it just seems like they want to fully capitalize on the appeal of the 1987 show, but not leave good enough alone, if that makes any sense. I mean, like I said, I gave the episode a chance. There was potential that it could actually do great, but I can't really say the same for, you know, the whole series in general, if that's the way how it's going to turn out. But anyway, you find these secret portals in these you know, in a few stages like this, and they actually take you to this abandoned factory. And it seems like it's a good showdown between whoever X is going to go up against in this upcoming fight. I know you can actually use something to get this elevator moving in motion, but I think you will need a certain weapon to do that. Maverick weapon, like. I think you have to get Volt Catfish's... Catfish's ability in order for the elevator to go up, so that way you can avoid all this falling debris if you want to get your hands on some of these goodies. And by goodies, I mean the the energy tanks or the energy capsules and all that. Okay. So go ahead and bust out a good weapon that you're going to use for this upcoming fight. And I don't think we have anything that could actually take down that monstrosity of a, of a beast that we're going to be going up against. But we will take it down. Trust me. Anyways, guess who it is? Vile. So yes, this is Vile in his Mark II form. So kind of looking a bit more like Boba Fett with those colors, but, but then again, you don't look like the whole 9 yards until we get to Mega Man X8. Anyway, you're trapped, X. Vile? Zero and I destroyed you years ago. This factory is set to blow in a matter of minutes. Until then, I'll try and keep you busy. So, yeah. So we're fighting Vile riding this kangaroo armor. And that's the name of the ride armor he's using. It's called Kangaroo. Better be careful there, game. I'm trying to, make sure that I'm in a good motion to where I don't actually get hurt by this guy. But don't worry, we'll prevail. And he is going to be our first prey that we're going to take down and kill. But yeah, it's time for us to fight fair. So anyway, so Vile's out of his ride armor. It's time to play a bit dirty with him. And by dirty, I mean his Maverick weapon. And he's really not that bad of a character to actually go up against, especially with whatever his arsenal of weaponry is. Ouch. And the Ray Splash that I'm using against him, that's his weakness. And that's the only way you're going to be able to truly defeat him. There we go. We got him. Don't think that this is the end, X. I will haunt you to the day you die. So when he's talking that slowly like that, you know you actually destroyed him for good. And yes, this guy is destroyed for good. So yes, he is defeated, but we gotta haul butt to get out of here. Because this factory is set to blow quickly. And we need to move butt to get out of here, if we can. Oh, God. Ugh. Game, I don't have time. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab it. Okay, so, haul butt. Haul butt. Please don't die from the factory blowing up. Okay, so now we're gonna need to haul butt climbing up this way. But don't worry, we'll get there fast enough, folks, and we'll definitely get there before the time runs out. Oh, God, you almost got there. Oh, God, get in there, and get out of that factory before it blows up. Oh, thank God we made it. So yes, Vile is down, and we don't have to deal with him anymore. So it's just a matter of getting through the entirety of this stage to actually progress forward even more. And some contraptions like that will lead you to that one pod that will take you to where Vile is. You don't even have to worry about that anymore since you already defeated him. Either if you defeat him or if you destroy him for good. Oh, come on! Controller! Thank you. And make sure that when you get all the way to the top, you don't continue to ride the that little elevator up all the way like that, because that will crush you into the spikes and you will die. And you don't want that to happen. Not on my watch. Now, to get the last sub-tank, which is actually in this stage, you have to do something a bit more... I would say a bit more technical. But I'll show you what that is. But anyway, while we're here, let's get this. Got ourselves the heart tank there. And we're... Actually, that wasn't what I was talking about to get one of the things that we need. The one thing that I was actually referring to is the Dr. Light capsule, because there's actually one traditional one that's in the stage. Now, that's something I also haven't talked about, is that this game, Mega Man X3, there are two variations of the Dr. Light capsule. There are blue ones, which are the traditional ones, and then there are pink ones, which are the enhancement ones. And the enhancement ones, what they do is they give an extra boost to the... or they give you an extra enhancement to whichever body upgrade you have, whether they be the head, the chest, the arms, or the legs. Or you can do what I do and just wait until you get to the first Sigma stage, or Sigma Fortress, and that's when you can actually use that you can actually get the enhancement chip that will actually turn your armor into gold, and then that way you have all 4 enhancement chips for all 4 pieces of armor. So just do it that way. So that way you have more durability and you can actually get through the stages a lot better, and you don't even have to worry about Sigma kicking your ass when you have the traditional just third armor on you. Anyway, welcome X. I'm Bit. I have orders. You are to be destroyed. You have orders. Well, I have prior engagements to defeat you. So yeah, his weapon of choice is... the weapon of choice you want to use against this guy is definitely the Frost Shield. That Frost Shield is definitely a good weapon. Oh! Damn it! I thought I got him for good. But damn controller again, I tell you. And I almost wasted half of those? Are you kidding me? Gosh, my A game with this game is not up to par tonight. Wonder what the deal is. Not to worry, we will get through the entirety of this game like it's nothing. I mean, it's already 10 o'clock, and we will be able to beat this before midnight. Oh god, I need that. I guess the other sub-tank I'm actually thinking of is actually located in Tunnel Rhino stage, now that I think about it. Or it's actually located in this... No, actually it's in this stage, but you need one of the ride armors to do that. Or you need the ride armor, is what I'm talking about. Not one of the ride armors. And when I say one of the ride armors, there are actually 4 different variations of the ride armor in this game, and they each have their own unique attributes and uses. Okay. Damn it, game! Did you... anyways. And honestly, when I was going up against Bit, I probably should have used a sub-tank, if anything, but I'm trying my best to be very, very careful as I can, so that way I don't have to waste using the sub-tanks. But then again, we will be coming back to stages in case we need to refill our sub-tank, so it's kind of like, what's the point in trying to be careful when you're already, trying to do the best you can? But, yeah, I get what you're saying, but, dude! Can you guys give me a health refill, please? if anything? That'd be great. You're not giving me a health refill. Stupid RNG. And you damaged me again. Robot cucks. That's what they are. Cucks. And they're not giving me any health refills, like I said. Come on. Game. Enough of this malarkey. I don't want that. I want health refills. No, I don't want that. Game, you are a dick right now. Stupid, stupid, stupid RNG. I don't want weapon energy capsules. What the hell? Game, I don't need those weapon energy capsules. Ugh. God damn it. It's all about the hubris tonight. Seems like that's the word for this live stream, is just hubris. Especially when I'm going through this stage. Oh man, that would have been nice to have an extra life right there. But I digress. Ugh! Enough of getting hit. You know, you need somebody like Matt Foley to give you some motivation. If Chris Farley was still alive, I'm pretty sure he would give me that motivation, if anything. And if I could act like Matt Foley right now, I could, but I have to be very quiet since it is nighttime. Don't want to wake up any neighbors. Or else I probably would be living in a van down by the river with no internet, if anything. And I just made a Matt Foley quote right there. I'm 35 years old, I'm thrice divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Okay, you know what? Screw this. So let's just go ahead and fight Bit again. So we can finally defeat him for good and move on like we should. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Thank you, game. You're working with me. That's what I want to see. Yes! Got it! This Reploid's special abilities are too... No, it can't be! Ugh! Yep, so using the Frost Shield is Bit's weakness, and that's how you actually manage to kill him. Now, you can actually let them live if you decide to attack them without using the Maverick weapon that they are weak to, because doing that will actually get you in a rematch with them in the Doppler stages. But if you kill them when you go up against them the first time, then you actually go up against different bosses in the Doppler stages. So you don't actually have to fight them when you're in those Sigma stages again. So bear that in mind when you're playing this game. Ugh, why did I jump into that? And seriously, why do you not even give any health capsules? This is bullcrap. Ugh. Could it get any worse? Oh, it probably can, but got me a health refill, if anything. But still, this is bullcrap. Like I said, I want to get a health refill from these guys. But they're not making it easy. They're just giving me weapon energy refills I don't need. Not one. Anyways, let's use the Tiger Fang, and then or the Tunnel Fang, and then we'll actually defeat Volt Catfish for good. Ugh, would you quit jumping right into him? Please, game. Oh, hey, I got him twice. Ouch. Hey, that's awesome. Ooh, bad. I thought I would be able to defeat him without taking that much damage, but nope. He's encasing himself in protection. Okay. Actually, that's probably what I should have been doing. It's just attacking him head-on with the Tunnel Fang while he's trying to charge up himself. And then I wouldn't have to waste that sub-tank, but oh well, we finally defeated him. Okay, good. And notice I haven't even gotten any of the other body parts yet. Or the, I mean, the other, you know, upgrades yet. And honestly, that probably would be in our best interest to actually go and back into Neon Tiger stage and actually get the arm upgrade. And if I remember, back in Tunnel Rhino stage, that's where we'll get the head upgrade too. So we might as well go there as well. But we will need we will need the arm upgrade to actually get access to that. Okay, so we got 5 Mavericks down, and then we have 1 more to go. So we're gonna come back here. Like I said, we're gonna get the arm upgrade while we're at it. So that way, fighting the Maverick bosses will actually be a lot easier. It's like they really cranked up the ante with the difficulty on the Maverick bosses in this game, which is something I commend Fujiwara for, the guy who pretty much worked on all the most of Capcom's games before he left it. I mean, yeah, after he left in 96 or 97. So, yeah, it's just his knack of creating games that have trial and error into the whole gameplay experience. It's so good. That's what made most of Capcom's games so great in the past, was that level of trial and error difficulty, where they were not only hard, but they were addicting as hell to where they made you want to, keep playing those games. Okay, so now we're finally here. Enter this capsule, X. Take this X-Buster upgrade. The upgrade will increase the strength of your charge shots. You will be able to shoot 2 charge shots at once. If timed correctly, you can overlap the shots to create a single cross-charge shot. The upgrade will also allow you to charge any special weapon. That I pretty much figured out, but yeah, I'll show you what that ability actually does. What he's talking about by when they overlap to do a cross-charge shot. And he'll show a little demonstration right here, too. This is what I'm talking about. See how how the charge shots overlap each other to create like a wavy sort of effect? So yeah, that's exactly what it does. Anyway, that's the only thing that we needed to get out of that stage. Now it's time for us to go back to Tunnel Rhino stage and actually get the heart container as well as the head upgrade. And we're still missing one upgrade. I mean, one weapon that we need to use to get the body armor upgrade, and that one upgrade is actually in Gravity Beetle stage, which I think we'll go to next after this. Yeah, and the that gate robot is actually pretty weak against the overlap charge shot, or the cross charge shot. Okay, so in order to actually get that to go down, we have to strike down the ground. Cause ourselves an earthquake in the process. And doing that, it will actually lower that rock, and then we come over here, and we get our booby prize, and that booby prize, of course, is that heart container. We'll probably take down crushed crawfish last, because some of the other things that I wanted to showcase in this game, we will need to get those first before we take on the boss and whatnot. Take on that Maverick boss before we take on the Sigma stages. Ouch. Okay. And I think the Nightmare Police only appear in Maverick boss stages where the Maverick bosses are still alive. But yeah, we will have to go back to Bolt Catfish's stage, because we do need to get that ability to where we can actually need to get the not only the body upgrade, but as well as the heart tank, and I think as well as the what's the name of that? The sub tank that's in there, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. Anyway, get the Triad Thunder. Do this again. Destroy the ground. It looks like he's using Terry Bogard's ground charge ability, or whatever it's called. That actually looks pretty cool. Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury. What are those, like the ground wave, or yeah, the ground wave or something like that. Enter this capsule, X. Take this sensor upgrade for your helmet. The upgrade will help you to find hidden items based on the satellite readings. You should be able to tell the exact location of the items using its ground-penetrating radar. And anyway, let's get our next upgrade, and that's the headpiece. And this game's upgrade of the headpiece is probably the most useful in this entire game, because it will actually give you this little radar here, and it will tell you if there are certain things that you're missing within the layout of the stage. So it actually is very handy. It actually does come very handy in case if you need to go back to various stages to where you need to locate specific items that you missed out on. Okay, so, and Blizzard Buffalo, it's already been taken care of. We already take care of you. There is something that we do need to get out of this stage, too, but we'll worry about that much later. But for now, let's go to Gravity Beetle. And even when you go to every X Hunter stage, or when you're trying to select every X Hunter stage, it even tells you the types of items that you missed out on, or what Dr. Light capsules are available in those stages. And rightfully so, as we can get a very good view of what we're all seeing on the radar there. Now now those things that shoot out the missiles, they actually change makeup, and they actually don't have the missile packs on them, as they will only shoot the balls that come out of their backs and not the missiles. I don't know how that I don't know how that works, but I think you have to beat one specific Maverick stage's boss, if I do recall correctly. Okay, so we can't actually get that heart piece until we actually come back to this stage. But of course, I think we have to get not only the cargo to move out, but we also need to get the ride armor too. I think when you activate the ride armor is when the cargo in this place will move. So we can't get the heart piece just yet. But are we going to have to fight who I think we're going to have to fight? Are we going to be fighting Bite? Yes, we do. So we fight the easiest of the Nightmare Police. Nice to meet you, X. I am Bite. And he definitely looks like a samurai with that getup of his design. Especially the side skirts and everything, or like a sumo wrestler. Okay, so it's not that one he's weak against. So it's the, so it's Tunnel Rhino's ability that he's actually weak against. Ouch. But he does hit pretty hard like that, so be very careful. And welcome back, Flame Chocobo, and we're currently in Gravity Beetle stage, and I'm not really doing so hot in terms of my playthrough since I'm really getting my ass handed to me. Really badly. Just another way of the game saying, hey, I'd rather be a dick to you regardless. So yeah, I've been thinking about doing some things in my life, like getting a new phone because I'm in desperate need of an upgrade. And I've been thinking about getting a Samsung Galaxy 9, not the S9, but not the S9 Plus, because that's way too expensive, if anything. But yeah, I do need a new phone, because the one that I have is around 5 years old, and I'm already eligible for an upgrade. Anyway, so we're going back against Bite again. But let's do it with more style this time, instead of, you know, trudging along like just we don't even know what to do. There we go. I'm not trying to push up, game. Thank you. Okay, got him. So that takes care of him. No! How can this great power can be generated from within such an ancient machine? I think he's supposed to say, how can this great power be generated from within such an ancient machine? They used can twice, so that's another typo. Well done, X. The victory is yours. He says that nonchalantly right before he dies. So, yeah. I would figure that he would have said something kind of painful right before he passes on, but not in this game. He actually says it, I mean, it's like he dies with pride, even after you defeat him in battle. Okay. Right there, that thing that said F, that will actually give us one of the mini ride armors available in this game. And the Falcon ride armor, it actually is a ride armor that has guns that you can, or it actually shoot torpedoes, but it actually functions normally like the regular ride armor. Okay, so we already took care of the Nightmare Police in Vile, so we don't have to fight them in the Doppler stages. Is there something down here? No, there is nothing down there, so I just pretty much wasted that opportunity with trying to figure out where to go. Oh, okay, the elevator comes back up. Okay, I was thinking to myself, oh, we're gonna have to go back and get that elevator to respawn, but thank goodness that wasn't the case. Okay, now, good spot for us to refill on our extra lives, as well as sub-tanks that we missed out on, or that we missed out on filling up. As I say that with no confidence whatsoever. Anyways, let's see if we can actually get access to that ride armor. If we can. But probably not, because we need to get the original one on us. Yeah, we still need to get the original one on us, so we can't get access to it yet. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why aren't you playing as Zero so much? Well, I think I already made my point, because unlike X, Zero can actually be permadeathed in this game if you, if you make him die in a stage where you can't even use him ever again. So, I'm kind of refraining myself from actually having to use him so much. Oh, come on! Game! Input delay sometime. Oh. See? Oh, the damn controller. Anyway, we can actually use the Ray Splash on Gravity Beetle in this stage, so that's actually going to make it easier when we go up against him. Instead of trying to take him down with a traditional X-Buster, because he is kind of a toughie, because he does have some strong defenses on him. But he's the only one who has somewhat of a connection to X, because Gravity Beetle was actually in the same unit as X and Boomer Kuwanger, and I guess Boomer Kuwanger was Gravity Beetle's superior, if anything. Okay, got him. So yeah, Gravity Beetle, Boomer Kuwanger, it was the superior to Gravity Beetle, and Gravity Beetle did not like the fact that Boomer Kuwanger got destroyed by X in the first game, so he ended up going Maverick because of it, because of Boomer Kuwanger's defeat. I mean, I can definitely understand that motive, but at the same time, he kind of just sowed his fate in the end. Okay, so we got ourselves our next weapon, which is the Gravity Well. Yes. And I'd say it's probably a good weapon to use on some enemies to try to get them to that gravity bomb or whatnot, or that gravity well, because it does act like a black hole in a sense, so it's kind of in the similar vein to that of the, I guess you could say the, oh boy. I guess you could say the black hole bomb in Mega Man 9, if that is to make any sense. And hey Jeff, welcome back. You haven't really missed out much, as we're now on the 7th Maverick boss. And progress is going slow but surely. But it's still trudging along nicely. But yes, this is the stage where we will get the ride armor. The main ride armor, that we can actually get access to some of those harder to reach locations. Okay, so we're here at this factory of some type. Or this, or this weapons factory of some type. And these things still have not changed their makeup yet, because I think we do have to get the ride armor in order for that to take effect. Okay, so... And we still can't even use the ride armor, even the one that we have already obtained. And up there, that will actually lead us to Dr. Light Capsule for one of the enhancement chips. But like I said, we're not going to get the enhancement chip, the enhancement chips in these stages, because the one that we're going to get in the first Sigma Fortress stage, or the first Dr. Doppler stage, it actually will give you all 4 of the enhancement chips at once, as well as change the makeup of the armor to gold. Or a yellow. What weapon is actually good for this trigonometric side boss? I guess we'll never find out until we actually go up against it. I know some of these bosses actually have a, they have a certain weapon that they're weak against. So he's not weak to that. Game... Ugh, God. Just my gameplay time tonight is just craptastic. Oh, good, good, good. So I guess using that acid ability was the best course of action. And, oh god, I need that. Oh, thank the gaming heavens. Oh my god, I needed that extra life. I threaded that needle. Wasn't there an enemy down in that direction or this way? No, there's... Or, I mean, not an enemy, but like an item that we can get, but doesn't look like it. Anyway, we can't destroy that. That will not give us access to that area. Or the under area, but this one actually does. So if you go in the under area, you can actually get access to these places one of two ways. Use the Tunnel Rhino's ability, or we can actually even destroy that. But if you use the Tunnel Rhino ability, and if you go down this way, you actually get the ride armor. Finally. So we now have access to the ride armor in this game. So this is the traditional ride armor, so it pretty much looks the same as the one from the original Mega Man X, even though it does look a bit more tweaked in its design to where it actually looks awesome. And it can actually destroy debris with relative ease. And you can actually get through some of the more tougher adversities in the game. Okay, so I'm coming up here because we get ourselves a heart tank. Okay, so... And since we already defeated the Nightmare Police, we don't even have to worry about them anymore. So we don't have to worry about these doors anymore, even though we will have to come across them every now and then. And I probably should have gotten the armor upgrade. I'll probably do that by the time we finish the stage. We'll go back to Volt Catfish stage, and then we'll finally get the bit of goodies that we're missing out on some of those stages before we take on the last Maverick stage. And which is going to be Crushed Crawfish, in case if you didn't know. Okay, so there's the door that leads to the Maverick boss, and as I said, the Gravity Well, that's going to be your best bet. Well, actually, I don't think I even said it. The Gravity Well in this stage is actually going to be your best bet against Blasting Hornet, or whatever his name is. Yeah, Blasting Hornet, or Blast Hornet. So if you use that, that will actually make Blast Hornet just grovel in pain because of the effects of gravity. And even the Hornets that he summons will actually grovel in pain, too, because of the effects of the Gravity Well. So yeah, this is a pretty useful weapon to use on him when you're really in that tight of a pinch. Alright, and there we go. Probably the easiest Maverick boss to defeat, in case if you know how to avoid his projectiles and all that. Alright, so that's down. And now it's time for us to go get some of the other stuff that we missed out on. But first things first, let's see what we get for our little endeavor. So we got ourselves the Blast Bomb, is that what it's called? Or the Blast Mine? Something Blast. No, Parasitic Bomb. Okay, so it was a bomb, but it's just called the Parasitic Bomb. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so that's done. So where should we go next? Okay, we probably might want to go get the life up that we missed out on in this stage, and it's really not that far from the beginning. And you can actually see the lights are flickering right above. Because I think we already destroyed the cargo hold in Blast Hornet stage. And that will actually make some of the some of the stuff in the stage is actually very unique in their layouts. And even some of the enemies look a bit different, too. But anyway, if we come over here, we can actually choose whatever ride armor we want to ride. But let's choose it first. Okay, so we're going to get the normal one. And by using the normal one, we're going to destroy the ice here. Because if we go down here, take the ride down here. I want to take you for a ride. I want to take you for a ride. Get ourselves the heart tank that's there. Okay, so we got ourselves 6 heart tanks, and we're just missing a couple more. But anyway, before I leave the stage, there's one thing I do want to show you real quick before... Actually, I don't think it's in this stage. But let's go elsewhere right now. Let's actually go back to Gravity Beetle stage, because that's actually where we'll see the difference with the enemy, with one of the enemies at least. Okay, so if we go this way, we don't even need to use the fiber optic or the optics from the radar. So let's just go. You can actually see that the enemy right there can not shoot the balls, but he can actually still shoot the missiles. I think I said he doesn't shoot the missiles, but can still shoot the bombs out of his back. No, I take that back. He actually continues to shoot missiles out of its head. So yeah, that was my flub up. But yeah, I think that only happens when you get the ride armor for good. Okay, so we got the ride armor. I mean, not the ride armor, but the heart piece. Or, damn it, the heart tank. We got the life up for here, 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 and here, but we do not have the ride armor in this particular stage. Now, the ride armor in this particular stage is actually a bit more, tricky, if anything. It actually is, and it even actually is kind of, unique with how you can actually get it, but I will show you how to get it. Even these guys will change, but I think that happens right near the end of the, right at the end of the game when we get to the, Dr. Doppler stages. They have a unique change to their design structures, too. And I really can't even tell which place would actually be a good farming spot to actually fill up our sub-tanks. I really don't know, to be quite frank. We'll find it. Or we'll find a good spot eventually. But yeah, it's just like trying to get energy tanks from some of these places. It's kind of a nightmare, if anything. Because they really don't even have a specific spot where you can actually go get a lot of them. Okay, none of these are going to work, so we're just going to go down here as is. But there is one ride armor that can actually be useful for when you're underwater, but we do not have it in our possession quite yet. And I think it's actually located in Crushed Crawfish's stage, if memory serves me correctly. But anyway, enough of that. Let's actually talk about what you can do to actually get access to the next ride armor. If you build up a clump of ice like this and ride it all the way to the top, it will actually bring you to that spot, but we were way too far off to actually get up there, so we'll actually do it from... Oh! I didn't even notice that! Look at that! The the shields are actually a lot bigger than I thought they would be. Okay, here we go. I did not even expect that. That was truly a work of art. If anything, God. Oh, damn it. So try it again. I wasn't really paying attention. It's like trying to get some of these things are just tricky dicky. Okay, got it. So this is the kangaroo armor. The kangaroo armor is definitely the ride armor that Vile was using when we were inside the abandoned factory. Okay, so save here, and let's go get the next thing that we need. Where's the other life up? Oh, no, it's actually the other S-Tank as well as the body part for... or the armor upgrade for the body armor. We don't need to actually experience that again. So we will have to do a bit of traversing in this stage again, unfortunately. I noticed that some of the layout of this stage hasn't been destroyed, because I thought there were supposed to be some bits in this stage that were supposed to be destroyed after getting the ride armor. You know, like how the makeup has changed for these enemies that we actually see on screen. We'll find a good spot to where we can actually get a good farming spot for our energy tanks, or our sub-tanks, rather. So, what is on tap for me, or what's on my agenda for this weekend, aside from me coming back tomorrow night to play Mega Man X4, X's story? Well, I am going to get back on track with my Final Fantasy retrospective with grinding my characters in Final Fantasy 12, so that way I can continue moving forward in that game to get, you know, closer to the end. Because I'm at that point where I want to get done with that game and finally get on with Revenant Wings, if anything. Anyway, in order to get the Dr. Light capsule, you have to use the powered-up ability of the gravity well to actually lift that platform to go up, and that will get you to the pod where the Dr. Light capsule is to give you the body armor upgrade. Take this armor upgrade. The upgrade will decrease the damage done to your systems. As you receive damage, a defense field will be generated to protect you. But it's only available for a short time. I think for like a couple of seconds. But when it comes to... Okay, so we got the third armor. But when it comes to the enhancement chip, it'll actually increase that longevity to, I think, about 5 seconds. Or it's 5 seconds for the first upgrade and 10 seconds for the second. Or with the enhancement chip. Okay, now we need to get ourselves the booby prize that we've come for. And that's the other sub-tank. And it's actually located inside this room. Yes, X can Hulk more damage. Hulk smash! If anything. But anyway, let's go ahead and use one of the ride armors. Let me show you the kangaroo. Now, I'm not sure if the kangaroo has more defenses or not, but I don't think it really even matters. So if you land down here, and if you go down in this direction, you get the last sub-tank. And we're done here, and now it's time for us to go get the final loose ends that we need to get our hands on. And that is the frog ride armor, as well as the last life up. Or the hover armor, or whatever it's called. But yes, we do have the third armor on us. That makes you think of anime tits when you hear the word boobies. Well, of course! I mean, when it comes to fan service or anything like that, Flame Chocobo, you can definitely immediately think of anime whenever you hear the word boobies. I mean, it's only natural that someone would immediately think of that if they're an otaku and whatnot. Anyway, come over here. Let's use the normal armor on this. And you can actually see one of the differences with this ride armor is that it actually has a life bar, so that way it actually makes it easier for you to know if it's about to die or if it's still in one piece and all that. Okay, so we got all the ride armors in this game, and we got ourselves a new Hunter medal for that, so that's actually pretty cool. Okay, now to get the heart piece, we need to, or the heart tank, we need to actually ride one of the ride armors. Let's get the Falcon armor, and I'll show you what that does. I would show the hover arm. Oh, actually, I already had the frog armor. I mean, I guess the armor that I was originally talking about was the hawk. The hawk armor. What the hawk armor does is it's like the normal ride armor, but instead it's got guns for hands. Where you actually don't shoot at, where you actually don't punch at enemies, but you can actually shoot them. And I think they have a little bit of a hover thing attached to them. And that actually makes it more convenient. In case if you need to go over long distances and that kind of stuff. Okay, so go ahead and destroy that, and that's where we get the last heart tank. Yeah, so we're fully equipped with full heart tanks on us. But now it's just a matter of us trying to get the heart tanks filled up, or the sub-tanks filled up to where we can actually use that in the first Dr. Doppler stage to actually get us access to the enhancement chip that enhances all the abilities. Okay. So yeah, going back to what I was talking about on my agenda for this weekend. So yes, I have that with Mega Man X. Mega Man X Legacy Collection Volume 1. That the last one covers Mega Man X4, where we'll start with X's story tomorrow night, and then we have. Then I'm going to be working on more Final Fantasy 12 with grinding my character, so that way I can continue moving on in the story. So that way I can. Oh god, that was close. So that way I can continue where I left off and capture more footage and get one step closer to the end. God, I was threading that needle at times. I think if you come this way, there's a couple of extra lives, if memory serves me correctly. And if there is, then that is a good spot to where you can actually grind for lives. Yes, there are. I was right on the money. But in order to get it, you need to destroy this wall. And by all means, if you need to grind for lives, come back to the spot and grind for those lives. Don't skimp out on those. God. Oh, God, I did not want to stay there. And I think I made the right choice to continue moving forward. And you finally got Primrose in Octopath Traveler? Well, that's pretty cool, Flame Chocobo. Yeah, I think Primrose was the last... no, she was the second character I got in that game. Right after Ulbrich. So yeah, you got the dancer lady whose owner at the nightclub is pretty much the equivalent of probably one of the douchiest characters you'll actually ever come across in a JRPG of any sort. Yeah, because that guy is just like douche to the T. And I definitely say that with a flying passion too. Okay. So, now it's time for us to take down Mr. Crawfish himself. Crush Crawfish. Yeah, Crush Crawfish is a bit more of a nuisance when it comes to his when it comes to him using his grab technique. But by all means, defeat him using that Triad Thunder, because that is going to be your one-way ticket to defeat him. And Crushed Crawfish is actually another awesome designed boss in this game. Like, there's a few of them in this game that I actually really like their designs of, like him, Tunnel Rhino, and Neon Tiger. And I think maybe Toxic Seahorse, too. But for most others, they're just... I would say they're kind of hit and miss. Anyway, we got ourselves the Spinning Blade. And we finally get our cutscene before we go to the Dr. Doppler Fortress. Any problems, Dr. Kane? I pulled some memory chips from the Mavericks, controlled by Dr. Doppler. I analyzed them and found out that Dr. Doppler is trying to create a powerful new battle body by collecting the special abilities from the latest breed of Reploids. Battle body? First, I thought Dr. Doppler was trying to create it for himself, but the information indicated that he will not be able to interface with it. So it must be for someone else. Sigma? Can he still be alive? A hidden laboratory has been pinpointed at Point D. All indications are that it is Dr. Doppler's secret lab. You need to get there immediately. On my way. It's time I put an end to Sigma for good. So yes, Sigma is definitely alive all over again. So he is secretly pulling the strings of Dr. Doppler from behind the scenes to get back at us once more. Okay, now we could go there right away, but we need a good spot to where we can actually grind for some health extension. There's got to be a good spot where we can actually get a lot of energy tanks and that kind of stuff. And if I had to surmise a guess, probably Neon Tiger. Or I think you just have to get to Dr. Doppler. I mean, I think you don't have to fill up all of the sub-tanks. If you get there with full health as Mega Man X, then you should be able to, you know, get the ability for yourself. The control chip, or not the control chip, but the enhancement chip. Yeah, we're gonna try it, and if it doesn't show up, then we will try to find a way to grind for some energy. But that won't even be problematic in case we only just have to meet him by using the strongest, or by you know, in case if we have full health on us. But we'll see. Alright, so Dr. Doppler Stage 1. And when I listen to this stage, I think it's more of a remix version to that of Volt Catfish's stage a little bit. So I'm gonna let you guys decide in the chat. Do you want me to keep Zero alive as is and just defeat Sigma without the Beam Saber? Or do you want me to get Zero to die? Just like I did right there. You type out in the comments, and whichever one you want to see, then we'll definitely go with that. But personally, I would rather have Zero still be alive, because I don't officially say that X gets the Z-Saber for himself until after Mega Man X5 with its good ending. But yeah, I keep Zero alive too, so definitely a good train of thought there, Flame Chocobo, since you and I were on the same mindset right there. Oh god, I would have died there again. Oh, keep going. Go. Oh, God! God damn it! Ugh, God. Stupid controller. I'm just not as fast as I used to be. For some odd reason. Or it's just the button layout on the controller that I'm using. Could have been better. But, not to worry, guys. We'll prevail. We will prevail, trust me. Just gotta be faster. There. I could do the dash jumps if I want to. We just only needed to pass 5 of those, but, And I wasted those 2 lives I got at, Crushed Crawfish's stage. Would you look at that? Hopefully that doesn't become a problem when we go up against, Sigma in his, battle body form, or Kaiser form, or whatnot. Okay, now I think this boss, if memory serves me correctly, is actually weak towards Triad Thunder. So we're fighting this robot that looks like it's riding a T-Rex's head with legs. X, I've come to help you. I'll stop the collapsing ceiling. You destroy that junk robot. So yeah, it's not a Reploid, it's just a robot with a dinosaur head. And it's just acting like a complete jerk. But anyway, we finally defeated it with only 3 shots of the Triad Thunder, so that was pretty quick. Yeah, definitely. X, there's an army of powerful Mavericks in Dr. Doppler's lab. They've been modified by Dr. Doppler into war machines. Be careful. I'll watch my step. Thanks, Zero. I'm going to scout around. I'll catch up later. Okay, so now it's time for us to get to where Dr. Light is with his secret capsule. But we gotta make sure that we don't take any hits when we get there. And if we do take hits, we need to make sure that we actually get some health extensions on us. Well, not health extensions, but more rather, you know, this. But not to worry, we'll get there just fine if we use this. How about we just use the kangaroo armor on us, and then we'll actually get there just fine. But yes, you gotta make sure you get there with X just fine, and make sure that he doesn't lose any health in the process. Okay, so the ride armor is okay as is. Oh yeah, well, it'll just fall down. But anyway, you come here, you can actually get this Dr. Light capsule, because that will actually give you all 4 of the enhancement chips at once, and that will actually get his armor to become gold. And yeah, Flame Chocobo, I would love to dance with Primrose too in Octopath Traveler. Install this chip to enhance all your parts. The situation should now be improved. Good luck, X. So the body chip, that will actually increase the barrier on X at by 10 seconds. Always believe in your soul is the name of the achievement. Nice. And then the and if you stand still, the head armor will actually restore your health, as well as fill up your sub-tanks really quickly. And the arm upgrade actually I don't know what the arm upgrade does. It does something. I guess your attacks are a bit more powerful than usual. And even the leg upgrade, you can actually do an air dash twice or an upward dash twice. In one setting, too. So I'm actually just kind of sitting here and waiting for the sub-tanks to fill, because if you just stand still as is, your sub-tanks will fill up just like that. And the you actually get a new ability too, called the no, you actually get the hypercharge shot, or the hypercharge shot, and that will allow you to shoot a consecutive number of charge shots without having to without holding the button to charge yourself numerous times. So yeah, by all means, whatever you do, if you decide to use that, then tread very carefully. because I think you need to be hit with laser energy or whatnot to actually get that, or you have to wait for that gauge to refill by itself before you can use any more charge shots again with that special ability. And X is even more hulkier, as you said, Flame Chocobo, but he looks very studly with wearing that gold. It's like he just got touched by King Midas, and all of a sudden his armor just turned to gold, if anything. He actually looks good in that armor. I'm so proud of X. It looks like a champion wearing that. So yeah, that sub-tank is still filling slowly but surely, but that like I said, that head chip, it actually is a very big saving grace, because that will refill your sub-tanks without you having to collect any energy or life energy capsules, either small or big. It does prevent a lot of I mean, it does prevent the hassle of trying to find any more, to where you can actually just automatically stand still and have the gauges fill up by themselves. And we will move in just a second here, folks. It won't be too much longer. Okay, now we're finally ready to move on. So yes, we have our sub-tanks all filled up, and now we can finally move on and get towards the end of the stage so we can keep moving on to the other ones. So yes, we should be able to progress through the rest of this game just fine as is. But we just got to make sure that when we go up against Sigma, that we're treading very carefully. Okay. And I think down here is another one-way ticket close to the boss. And if there would be a path that way, that would be this way, that would take us to the boss on the under part of this stage. And that would have taken us to Bit and Byte's rematch. But since we already destroyed Bit and Byte, we actually go through this door, and we're actually fighting off against a new Mechanoid boss, who is a trash compactor boss of some type. And if memory serves me correctly, I think it's either the Spin Blade, the Frost Shield, or even the Tunnel Drill, or the Tunnel Fang that's actually good against this boss. But you want to make sure you actually destroy that nose first, because that nose is what's causing us to not actually, do a number on this guy. Is that not working? Or do you have... or actually, is it the acid that you have to use on the nose or the trunk and actually to get it destroyed? Because I know you have to destroy that trunk somehow. Yeah, you gotta destroy that trunk in order to hit the middle. Get off me. Oh, God. Why is this nose not... Okay, so we finally got the nose. Now, is it this that we have to use to actually do damage onto him? I know we have to use something to attack him, but what? Or is it the drill? It's something. God damn it! I know we can hurt him somehow. Yeah, it is that one. But we have to be at a good angle to actually get the damage done onto him. And we're gonna have to waste a sub-tank. I noticed that it doesn't refill my health all the way through. I guess the more damage that you take from the from whatever you come across, that's actually gonna make you refill your hypercharge shot ability. Okay, finally got him. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we finally got that boss done and out of the picture, and now it's time for us to actually finish up the next 3 stages. Okay, and the second Doppler stage is the one where you can choose whether or not you want to keep Zero alive or not. Or keep him with you still, or not. And if you decide not to keep him still, he can face off against the mid-stage boss in this stage, and that will actually give you the Beam Saber ability. For X, and he actually uses the Beam Saber a bit more effectively than Zero does. But like I said, the choice is yours if you want to keep Zero alive or not, because whatever you decide, that's going to be your cue to know if you're going to truly defeat Sigma the old-fashioned way or not. I think you can defeat those guys, you know, the ones that are cowering in fear. The ones that... Oh, wait a minute. Is this the, I think this is the one where you have to ride the, yeah, if memory serves me correctly, you have to use the, frog armor. But anyway, as I was saying... God. Now I really lost my train of thought. But anyway, if we use this... I think we do have to go in some water, and rightfully so, because this is the only ride armor where the ride armor is okay to use, and that was kind of a waste right there with that ride armor. Okay. See, as you can plainly see right there, I could use the upward dash twice in that setting. Okay, now I need to figure out what this enemy is weak against. If anything, I'm probably just going to use the traditional X-Buster. So yeah, I had the froggy armor. I don't keep Bite, and Vile alive. I like fighting those extra bosses because it just adds more replayability into the whole experience with the new bosses that you're going up against. Alright, got him. Well, that wasn't too long. But I know that, you know, if you keep Bite, and Vile alive, then they also add different moves and that kind of stuff to when you fight them as bosses in these stages too. But for me personally, I just like the different bosses. They just seem like it actually makes more sense for when you're going up against Dr. Doppler and whoever else is, you know, standing in your way. We haven't even gotten to the best part about this stage yet. Ugh. Let me put my hand down! Okay, before anything, I'm gonna refill my health a little bit. Anyway, what were you talking about there, Flame Chocobo? You said paint suck? I'm like, what? Oh, this process of filling up your health bar, it's just so slow. This is definitely one of those things where you would definitely need to have a fast forward or a rewind button, which I think the Mega Man X Legacy Collection does not have the fast forward or rewind feature as the original Mega Man games do in the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Oh, you said that during that mini-boss? Oh. Yeah, that boss wasn't really that intimidating, if you ask me, so... So... slow. Okay. Finally got that, so... go forward. Okay, so we got ourselves a new enemy. Oh. We could actually ride these, because they will actually slowly take us upwards on these paths. And we're gonna have to ride a bunch of these snails, these snail bots, just to get up where we need to be. Oh, God. Splitting hairs. I thought I screwed myself. Again, with the D-pad. It sucks at times. But even though they go up slow, they actually go down fast, as if they got propellers up their butts. Okay, so there's not one more, so we're back here. And oh my god, that was close. And finally, now we can go fight ourselves the boss that's in this place. The boss that you beat in case of you destroyed Vile. And its name was Volt Kuragil, if memory serves me correctly. This boss. And this boss is weak against Triad Thunder. Yep. And that Triad Thunder is actually a good barrier, too, for when certain obstacles like these missiles are coming about. But the barriers are very temporary when you're trying to use them. And they don't last too long, too. But this is a very good weapon to use in case if you need to destroy that thing. But anyway, we finally defeated that boss, and now it's time for us to go take on Dr. Doppler Stage Trace. All right. So we got ourselves to stage number 3 now. So let's go there. And I'm not gonna bother wasting my time with trying to refill my energy, because when we come over here, this will actually bring us to the capsules where we fight all the Maverick bosses, or the X-Hunter bosses. But you actually do get some bonuses if you actually destroy this thing that holds all these goodies. And they could be either health refills, or as well as weapon energy refills. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my my sub-tank, so that way I'll be able to have that fully on me before I take on these set of bosses. And today, for me personally today, when I was at work, it was a pretty hectic day because it seemed like everybody needed my help with something, or some people were just acting like complete, total narcissistic, just jerks for some odd reason. It just seemed like today was just, oh my goodness. Like, could it get any worse than them trying to act very jerkish towards me? And the answer to that is, it could be when they immediately ask for your help with some things. So I pretty much stay where the gravity well is, and then that way, Blast Hornet will actually get damaged by the gravity well in all its fine glory. But you don't get hurt by the gravity well, so you don't have to worry about anything when you're going up against this boss. Alright, watch him die in pain. So, like I said, beating that boss is pretty simple if you have the Maverick weapon, because Blast Hornet will not even do a damn thing. Okay. And after every boss you fight, like I said, you get one of these. Anyways, let's go ahead and get in here for now. And oh my god, it's the Blizzard Buffalo. And if memory serves me correctly, he is weak against Parasitic Bomb. Yep, Parasitic Bomb's his weakness. And he hurt me. What a jerk. But it's okay. You know, he hasn't really used his Ice Kamehameha like I wanted him to, but it doesn't really even matter. But yeah, so that takes care of him. And yes, I do agree with what you're saying there, Flame Chocobo. Wasps are freaking aggressive, and they are big jerks, if anything, because I remember when I think it was a few years ago, I was trying to get my dogs to come out of the backyard so I could go to work. But the thing is that when I was trying to get them out of the backyard, that there was this wasp that came out of nowhere and just ended up stinging me right on my right ear, and it hurt like hell. Anyway. So, Volt Catfish. The rematch. Yeah, and it's just I had to get some hydrocortisone cream because that wasp sting was not even cool. Like I said, it hurt like hell when it landed on my ear like that. So yeah. And you said you watched Vine Sauce Joel's stream where a wasp appeared in Joel's room. Oh god, bless his heart when a wasp appeared like that. Wasps, like I said, they're not fun. They're even more strict than bees are, because bees, they'll only sting you if your body heat is up all the way to the max. But if you're calm and collective, then the bees won't even hurt you that much. But when it comes to the wasps, it doesn't matter if your body heat's activated or not, or if it's all the way up. They'll still sting you for sure. And they'll just be that totally aggressive towards you. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really matter if your body temperature is all the way up to the max or not. They'll still sting you. Then they really, they're really no joke. Okay, Ray Splash. So this is the only Mega Man, no, Mega Man X8 also did this, but, it's one of the only, Mega Man games where the, you know, when you're fighting the Maverick bosses, where the Maverick boss actually appears, or the rematch with the Maverick bosses appears in the third, final stage. But Mega Man X8 also did that same thing too, so I was totally mistaken on that part. But yeah, this game and Mega Man X8, those are the only two games where the Maverick bosses will appear in the third, X-Hunter stage, or whatever it's called. Might as well call it an X-Hunter stage. We're getting close to being done, guys, so I thank you for your patience, so we're almost there. Okay, so Tunnel Rhino, we want the Acid Blast. So that way we can get this Tunnel Rhino burned with acetic acid. Oh yeah, it does use its drills. Okay. Got him. Alright, good. So, Tunnel Rhino is defeated, and I think this is another one of the bosses that I may actually managed to defeat using the X-Buster cannon by itself, so... yeah, there are some bosses that can be easy to defeat with just the X-Buster cannon with charge shots alone, but not all of them are going to be that easy to take down. Okay, so next stage. Or next one. We got ourselves Toxic Seahorse, so we actually do need the Frost Shield for this. And when Toxic Seahorse jumps like that, make sure you dash under him while also shooting the Maverick weapon first, so that way he actually lands on the Frost Shield every time when he jumps up. Because that's going to help you out a lot for when you're fighting off against this boss. There it goes. Alright, we got him. So that was pretty simple. And then we just got 2 more left, and those 2 are Crushed Crawfish as well as Neon Tiger. And Neon Tiger is the one that's weak against spinning blades. But if anything, I think it's Crushed Crawfish who's next. Yes. So we want the Triad Thunder for this. Can we call this guy Mr. Krabs or something like that, since it is using crab claws to actually attack us? It's trying to attack me with his claw grip. Keep your scissor claws off me. Yeah, they do look like a pair of scissors, don't they, Flame Chocobo? Alright. So now he's done, and now it's time to take down that guy by the name of El Furio Tigre. And no, not the one from Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, but I'm talking about Mr. Neon Tiger himself. But we will need the spinning blades in case we're going to fight this guy, because that's what he's weak against. And there he goes with his Wolverine-like claws again. Can we just call him Adamantium Claws or anything? So, in order to get him to fall down, we have to use the spinning claws, or the spinning blade, and then actually attack upwards. Okay. Oh. Okay. Actually, just only took a couple of things of damage on him, but he's really not that much of a pushover if you just continued following in that same path to where you actually defeat him like that. Anyway, Neon Tiger has been defeated once again, and my favorite Maverick boss in this game, oh, he has gone back into the scrapyard. Never to be alive ever again. Okay. One more round of filling up some of our or filling up some of our tanks on either weapons or health energy. But we got that all taken care of, and now it's time for us to move onward, because we need to get to where Dr. Doppler is. And I guess some of you are probably going to ask me, you know, am I going to play the game? Am I going to be going through the whole game, or going through some of the games with Rookie Hunter mode? And the answer to that is no. I'll be playing all these legitly. But if Mega Man X7 does prove to be a problematic experience for me, then yes, I'm going to. But for the most part, I'm not going to make that become a, you know, a regular occurrence. I've been waiting for you, X. I'm Dr. Doppler. I've been watching your battles closely. Your victories over my men have been most impressive. I need superior Reploids like yourself, X. I offer you the chance to join us. Together, we shall build a utopia where the Reploids rule under the watchful eyes of Sigma, our lord and master. No way, Doc. Your scheme's in here and now. Perhaps you are not as smart as I once thought. Prepare to be ripped apart and be born again as part of the new body of Sigma. So yeah, if you try to attack him with any type of weapon at all, he will generate this barrier to where he will actually refill his health energy. So keep that in mind. Not to attack him right away before, you know, when he does his triple shot or whatnot. And he's weak against the acid blast, too. The ass blast. So, like I said, bear that in mind when you're fighting against him, because he's just going to use that barrier to try and repair himself. Now, if he does repair himself, just calm down, because he's actually a pretty predictable boss if you know what you're doing. Okay, so one more hit and then he's done for the count. There he goes. And notice how he doesn't explode. He actually, it seems like he's just going into overheat mode or whatnot. Anyway, so Dr. Doppler finally regains his senses. You are strong, X. Strong enough to defeat Sigma. Doppler, can you talk? Sigma's true form is that of a computer virus. Yeah, which we pretty much figured that out in the previous game with Sigma's final form. In Mega Man X2, being that of the Sigma virus. I was corrupted by him, and I created a horrific new body for him. Where's the body now? It's in the underground hangar of this lab. I don't think Sigma has occupied it yet. Don't worry about me. Destroy the body before it is too late. Time is running out. Thanks, Doc. May you rest easy, Dr. Doppler. We will destroy that battle body for you. Just you wait. Alright, now it's time for us to go take care of Sigma once and for all. Okay, so we're gonna be facing off a plethora of these guys just to get forward. And it's got that cool music that we heard in that little cutscene segment before we actually, you know, after we defeated the first two Maverick bosses. Okay, so we're filled up on health. Now let's go forward. I'll go ahead and destroy the power generator. X, you go upstairs and destroy Sigma's body. And it looks like other Sigmas are actually being repaired in the background too, or created in the background. But anyway, there are no enemies when going up in this direction, I don't think. No. So it's just you going up there to get up to where Sigma is and defeat him, as well as taking down that battle body of his. Okay, here we go. So here he is. Sigma is pretty much playing Captain America this time with that shield. And he's called a Neo Sigma squared or whatever, if memory serves me correctly, or it's just Neo Sigma. I don't know. It was easy to corrupt that fool Doppler. And I would have succeeded if you hadn't interfered. But we are always destined to meet, aren't we, X? Let the eternal struggle begin. Quite a plea to actually announce, you know, how you want to start off a battle there, Sigma. Now, he's gonna get a bit more trickier with his, with this boss fight, as he's going to be throwing his shield at times to where he's going to try and hit us. But if you manage to get back behind the wall and then use the spinning blades on him, then you should be able to attack him head-on without that much significant problem. But of course, his shield may ricochet you, or may ricochet and try to damage you, just like what he did right there. Okay, so we finally got his first form, and now it's time to take care of the final form. So yes, he's using Stars and Stripes. And Flame Chocobo says, oh crap, a killer. Don't worry, that guy's not a killer, whatnot, Flame Chocobo, so we'll get through it just fine. Well done, X, but I'm far stronger than my previous forms. Behold the power of the ultimate battle body. With that battle body, you kind of look like a Transformer. I would definitely call you a Decepticon, if anything, there, Sigma. So, yeah. Sigma is weak towards the X-Buster shots only. And tread through this battle carefully, because those mines are... You know, they mean business. And even the missiles, too. So be very, very careful. If I had Zero Saber on me, I'd probably get through this much faster. Oh god, I'll need to use another one. I'm gonna have to tread even more carefully. But don't worry, we'll get through it just fine. We're gonna rip into him. His final form is actually not that bad if you know where to attack him. God, stupid mines. Can I call the mine seagulls? Because they would like to have you in their entourage, Sigma, with how you're just chucking mines at me. But it's okay, we almost got him. Almost got him. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh! Let's go ahead and use another one. We don't need to use all sub-tanks, but we will defeat him either way. One more hit. Got him! Over, right? That's what the tagline says. Is it over yet? But truth be told, it's not even over yet. But yeah, this boss fight is a bit bone-chilling and stressful, but as long as you know what you're doing, then you should be able to defeat him like I did. No, it can't be! I can't even defeat you with this magnificent body? There seems to be only one choice now. I'll possess you! You can't even possess me! And if you would have guessed, yes, that's that same head of his that he had when we fought against him in the final battle in Mega Man X 2. Oh, no, no, no. Damn it. Oh, guys, I'm sorry about that. I goofed up badly. Oh, shit. And I think you have to fight that enemy again. I think you have to fight Sigma's form again. Oh, God, that's like the second time that's happened to me. Where I'm not really paying attention, and I thought I could get through it all. But no. Oh, God. Why? Ah, damn it. Man, why did that happen? I thought I could get through that just fine. Then again, I wasn't even frickin' dashing, if anything. Now I gotta fight Sigma all over again. Both forms. Yeah, the music that you actually hear in this stage, it definitely does give you a creepy vibe, but if anything that'll give you a creepy vibe in a video game that's horror-themed, then listen no further to that of the whole soundtrack to the original Clock Tower, The First Fear on the Super Famicom. That soundtrack is bone-chilling to the max. Ugh, still gives me creeps thinking about it. Just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to refill my energy again, so that way, you know, since we have to go up against Sigma again because of my little mishap, then, yes. You'll know why. And honestly, I don't think I was on the right side to begin with trying to climb up the, climb up all the way. Honestly. Ugh, God. Keep going. You gotta be there, quickly. You about done? Come on. Stop charging. Stop charging. It's gotta be done very soon. Gotta be about finished. Are you finished? Almost, 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 almost. Okay. Just a little more. Okay, that takes care of that. So, yeah, we will have to use the spinning blades again, so... Since we are gonna have to fight Sigma again... As much as I didn't want to, but I have no choice because of my little mishap. Anyway. Try it again. Yes, yes, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Let the eternal struggle begin. Take 2. So this is X versus Sigma, Electric Boogaloo. Eternal Struggle 2, Electric Boogaloo. Stars and Stripes, Stars and Stripes, Stars and Stripes, Stars and Stripes, Stars and Stripes. Thank you, Jeff. Now you got Captain America saying that from Marvel vs. Capcom in my head. Ah, damn it, I took damage. Get him! Don't take any more damage from him! Ugh, damn. Okay, so, now let's do this right this time. Because, I'm not going to die to him a second time. Or, you know, when he's in his virus form. Okay, so... Go ahead and get the X-Buster out. And, pump some lead into that guy's face. But first things first, don't die. Oh god, don't die. Oh, come on. Enough of that bull crap. Ugh. Oh, God. God, 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 God. Sigma, seriously. That's enough, man. Besides, you kind of look like an asshole with that butt. What the hell? Got him. Good. Good, 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 good. Now tell me we can actually get through this without even taking any more damage this time around, because I'm not falling for that again. Yes. You're gonna try to possess me, which you're not gonna do, but I better get this just in case. Anyway, do what I was doing and actually make it through just fine. Okay, finally! Oh, Jesus. And that's a wrap on that chapter. Oh, man. I was gonna, you know, be like, "Argh! Damn! It's a dead end!" Yeah. Probably the only Mega Man game aside from Mega Man 7, well, in the 16-bit era, that you hear hear Mega Man cuss like that. I'll possess your body and rule the whole world. You'll do no such thing. Ugh, you're Zero. It's you. Again. How do you like that, Sigma? I picked up an anti-Sigma virus program from Doppler and used it on my beam saber. Sorry about the delay, X. I thought the program might be the only thing that would work against Sigma. My program is disappearing. But someday, I will. Well, you'll try to return? Well, we'll be there and defeat you once again. But yes, Mega Man X3 has now been officially completed. Now let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of this. And then I'll give you my final thoughts on this game overall. After this is all done. Then the camera pans, so that way we see the characters in the foreground there too, with the destroyed Dr. Doppler's lab in the background. X has crushed Sigma's plan once again. 3 times in a row, man! But many questions still occupy his mind. Oh, is that PTSD going to kick in again? Why must humans fight against Reploids? And why must Reploids fight against each other? As X stares at the burning remnants of Doppler's lab, his body trembles from an unknown sorrow. What does fate have in store for me, he wonders. He can only hope that someday, Dr. Light's plan for him will finally be revealed. Unknown to X, his destiny has already been decided. To save mankind, he must destroy Zero. In the original Japanese translation is, to save mankind, he must fight Zero. Just so you guys know. But only time will tell when and why. Oh, I mean, this music doesn't really depress me that much, Flame Chocobo. If anything, I would say that X1's ending music before the credits was the one that depressed me more than this one. But anyways, yes, so Mega Man X3, as I said, has finally been completed. So yes, even playing this game another time, even long ago when I played all 3 games in the SNES trilogy of Mega Man X and that Mega Man X SNES-a-thon when they all released on the Wii U Virtual Console, this game still holds up really, really well, and I definitely think it is definitely the peak of the series in the 16-bit era, or, you know, the peak of the Mega Man X franchise overall. Because I do feel that the Mega Man X games, they only gradually got worse as time went on, because it just seemed like that the Mega Man X games, they didn't really evolve with the newer generations of hardware after what Mega Man X3 did with innovating itself more so than the other games. I mean, X1 was okay for what it is because it actually, you know, it actually started off as a game that actually seemed to work well with how it represented itself. And it was streamlined enough to where it was actually, you know, accessible for anybody to play it. Whereas with Mega Man X2, it felt more the same in that it didn't really seem to catch on that well. For me personally, because it felt too similar to the first game, but when it comes to Mega Man X3, I definitely think this was a much better improvement when compared to Mega Man X2, because not only does it fine-tune the gameplay even more, but you actually have different playstyles, different ride armors, and you have the ability to play as Zero, even though, albeit it was limited, but there were so many great improvements in this game that it's really sad that this game got overlooked by a lot of the gaming community when it came to YouTube, because they ended up ignoring this game because they went over to the PlayStation 1 or were eventually set to pick up the Nintendo 64 when it was about to release within that same year when we got this on the Super Nintendo back in 1996. And, was Some Call Me Johnny's review where he says that X2 was great, but X3 was bad? If that's what you mean, Flame Chocobo, then yeah, I definitely agree. And I definitely agree, and I definitely disagree. I definitely agree with you on that, and I definitely disagree with him in that notion, too. And I definitely disagree with Gerard the Completionist when he said that Mega Man X4 was definitely the biggest leap for the game's evolution because of how incredible the graphics are for a 32-bit game. And yeah, while the graphics were great, personally, you still have to have evolutions in gameplay, in the overall gameplay, to make it a really good experience overall. And for me personally, I just felt that when it came to all the games after this game, they just didn't really, you know, tickle my fancy as much as this game did. I mean, I still had fun with them, but it's just, they didn't seem like they evolved a great deal after what we saw with this game, as well as after what we saw with this game, with what all presented, what all could work in future iterations. And it just seems like they truly didn't live up to their full potential like I had hoped for. But, you know, like I said, some of those ones that we got were actually great, but it's just sad that the series ended up, you know, just disintegrating into depravity like that. And it's a real damn shame, too, because, like I said, this game definitely seemed like it would set a blueprint for try and improve on the series in future iterations, but it just seems like they squandered on that opportunity with every new game that came out. Anyway, we got ourselves the Hunter Medal for completing Mega Man X3 to save mankind. So, yeah, we finally got that. But overall, like I said, if there's a Mega Man X game where a sequel is just as good as his original game, then it's definitely this one. And if you have not played this game, then you could pick it up on the Wii U Virtual Console, the new Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console, or you could just get it through the Mega Man X Legacy Collection on either the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or the PC through Steam, because you will definitely have a lot of fun playing it, like I did. But just don't try to screw up like I did throughout most of those parts in the game, because that was me trying to talk, and all of a sudden, I just ended up losing my train of thought, and then hubris really got the best of me. during those situations. But anyway, let's go ahead and get out of this game and actually head back to the main menu of the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. And do we actually get something for completing this? No, we do not. But Mega Man X4 is the next game that we're going to be playing, as that's going to be the last game that will wrap up our playthrough of the Mega Man X games and the Mega Man X Legacy Collection Volume 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Hunter medals to see what all we have. So yeah, we got all the Hunter medal. Well, we got almost half of the Hunter medals, and some of them we do actually have to complete in a certain way. Like with Flame Mammoth, we have to cut off his trunk with the Sting Chameleon's not Sting Chameleon, but Boomer Kuwanger's boomerang. And we also knocked off Armored Armadillo's armor, as well as defeating Wolf Sigma. And we can view 20 images across all 4 titles, then change the wallpaper to the secret image if we need to. And we can also listen to 10 tracks. You know, that's actually very weird that in order to unlock some of these achievements, you actually have to do some of the things that are actually in the options menu. That's actually very, very unique. Okay, reach bit without a ride armor and win without the aid of weapons in Mega Man X3. So speed isn't everything. Power isn't everything. Okay. Interesting. Persistence isn't everything. So you pretty much have to make sure that you keep them alive in those parts, so that way you can actually get those Hunter medals. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of these medals are actually unique too. Oh, that's a very interesting one. Use a ride armor to score the final hit against Magma Dragoon in Mega Man X4. So, I'll have to see if I could actually do that. Obtain the EX item and have max lives, energy, weapon energy, and full sub takes in Mega Man X4. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. You know, those are some of the things that we could actually look forward to the next time when we come around to actually playing this. With a full energy gauge, okay. Use Morph Watch Morphmoth's metamorphosis in Mega Man X2 without interfering. Oh, okay. 0 squared. Blast through the mystery of the staff credits and return to the future. Okay, how's that work? Or I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to beat all these games again, but we will have to, you know, go through them again. But we'll probably have to play through the Japanese versions of these games. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, like I said, that was actually pretty awesome. But from what we just experienced there, but it's time for us to take a look at Mega Man X4. But we will be doing that tomorrow night when we get back on track with it. So for the time being, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close off tonight's live stream session of Mega Man X, the Mega Man X Legacy Collection after we complete Mega Man X3, which we did. So if you like what you, if you guys like what you see, be sure to hit that follow button right above the video player, so that way you're notified of whenever I go live, and that way more support from you will mean that more streams will be coming from me here on Twitch that you guys are not going to find anywhere else. And also, if you want to stay updated with my content, since I am a content creator on YouTube, you can follow me on youtube.com/RRPGReviews. And if you want to click on my logo, which is enlarged right below this video player here on Twitch, you can actually be led to my YouTube page from there as well. I do reviews, retrospectives. My live streams that I have here on Twitch are archived onto my YouTube channel, as well as the side quest videos, which are the evolution of my 2 Cents videos. And also, be sure to follow me on Facebook.com, facebook.com/RRPGReviews. That's my Facebook fan page. And also follow me on Twitter. My handle on Twitter is @RRPGReviews. So whichever social media site that you guys follow, then you can rest assured that I'll be posting on both social media sites at the same time, since they're both connected to each other. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a very good night, as I'm going to. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to bed because I'm about to fall asleep. and get myself prepared and ready for when we go through X's story and Mega Man X4. So that ought to be a lot of fun when we go through that. So anyway, guys, you all have a good night, and I hope you had a really fun time. And be sure you join me tomorrow night at the same time as what you experienced tonight, and we will get started with X's story and Mega Man X4. So until then, this is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out!